Hi, I hope you're having an amazing day or have had an amazing day if it's the end of your day. So in this video, I just want to share with you a little bit about movement philosophy. So just like with food, with so many different programs out there and suggestions on how we should be exercising and moving our bodies, it's easy to fall into a state of overwhelm and confusion with what actually I should be doing to get the best result to move my body, or to see my abs in the quickest amount of time, or lose those kilos as in the quickest amount of time. And I just want to talk a little bit about the concept of that. Just like with our food and diet, I want to simplify things, bring it right down, make it super simple. It's not that there's one perfect way to move our bodies, and ultimately when we think about it, it's just like our food. It's just about what we enjoy. We just want to enjoy moving our bodies. When we're children, no one forces us to move. We do it naturally and spontaneously because we love it, and everyone's got a different game that is their favorite game as a kid. So my philosophy on food is eat like granny, and so it goes with the theme of that. The philosophy on moving is move like Grandy, or like our granddad did. So that might sound a little bit ambiguous, but when you think about it, our forefathers, they moved in such various ways. And this is what this is about. It's about moving in a variety of ways, and moving as often as possible. Now, we do live in a different day and age, and I clearly understand this, that most of us have jobs where we're sitting either in front of a counter or a computer, or sitting behind the steering wheel of a car. And that's okay, but obviously it goes to show as well that without moving our bodies, with so many people living sedentary lives, our lifestyle disease rate, along with the foods that we eat, obviously has gone up tremendously because we just don't move our bodies enough. And so in summary, when we think about it, like our forefathers, they moved their bodies, their whole bodies, in a variety of ways, and they moved them often. But with us not having the time to move as much and throughout the day as our forefathers, what we need to do is we need to try to take that same amount of movement, or as close to that, in a shorter amount of time. And so the way we achieve that is through moving with high intensity. So keeping our workouts short, but in that time frame we want to move vigorously, we want to move a lot. And to do that, we need to know how to move safely. So that's really what I'm going to teach you guys in this program. Is there's a 3 key step into moving our body safely, which is in the movements library, called your 3 points of support. And once we learn that, then we can actually move dynamically. We can move fast with our bodies, with high intensity, without causing damage to our spine and to our joints in our body. Now, I realize that most of you would have probably tried a gym membership or two, or even worked off a few fitness DVDs, or even maybe some of you even hired a trainer at some point. But it's not about bagging any of those things. I just want to highlight why generally, for most people, and it's not for all people, but for most people, why it's not actually viable for most people to continue to work in a gym, or to continue to work off a fitness DVD. And there's 3 big reasons for this, and the first one is that it becomes boring and repetitive. If we're going to do things often, it can't be boring and repetitive. It has to be fun and engaging. And the second one is that most people just find it too time consuming to go to the gym. Generally a lot of programs, like even to get there, to start moving, and then to wind down and to finish up, sometimes when you meet someone at the gym, you have a little chat or whatnot, like it's generally a good hour to 2 hours, and I recognize that a lot of people just don't have that time. So that's completely fine as well. That becomes a second reason why it becomes difficult for most people to keep up a sustainable or regular workout routine. The third one of this is that most fitness programs, they don't actually have a measurable outcome. So there's no particular reason for why you're doing it other for the end result of getting fit and healthy. The journey of it has no measurable outcome as you're moving along, other than that you're just counting repetitions going along, or if you're going to a boot camp class, you're just moving along with the movement with everyone else. And I'm going to make a comparison shortly to understanding why it is that this doesn't work, and why it is that if we come back to thinking about kids and the way children move their bodies, why it is that they actually can continue to move their bodies in play. So the first one that I'm going to draw your attention to is the boring and repetitive. Imagine telling your kids or a child that, you know, say they're playing kick the bucket, and you say, you know what guys, like, I'm going to put you on a program where you're going to play kick the bucket every day for the next 6 weeks. Yeah? Does that sound fun? And then once you finish kick the bucket for 6 weeks, I'm going to put you onto a new program where you get to play hopscotch for 6 weeks. And so you're just doing the same thing over and over. And can you imagine the response? They'd be bored. They wouldn't want to do it. So this is the same with us, that when we, you know, generally have a routine that we follow, it becomes boring and repetitive, and it just doesn't become fun after a while. It doesn't become exciting and engaging. So we need to switch up our program, and that's hence like why in this program every workout is different. So every day you get a new workout. That's key one. Key two, obviously the time thing, and that's why, again, this has got probably nothing to do with children, because children could play all day. And honestly, when we love to move, we could do that all day as well, believe it or not. We could do fitness all day, and a lot of people do because they have found the fun in it. However, most of us don't have the time to do that, and that's totally fine, and I respect that. So all these workouts are kept to 30 minutes or less, or 45 minutes including cool down and warm up at the most. So it'll never be more than 45 minutes for you in one session, including your warm up and your cool down, which is really important. You really need to, if you're not already looking at it that way, your warm up and your cool down is part of your fitness program and needs to be, for us to be able to sustain it over time and not get injured. Cool, so that's point two, your time. The third one is, as we mentioned, is that it's not measurable. So most fitness programs don't have a measurable outcome. And if you think about, again, with children, that when children play, there is a measurable outcome to the game. And even if they haven't started out as a game, generally kids find themselves formulating rules and, you know, making outcomes and making it competitive as they go along. So we need to make an outcome for ourselves in each workout that we do. We need to make it measurable, and we need to make it a little bit competitive. First and foremost, we need to do that with ourselves, and then as time progresses, we might start competing with other people for fun, just like kids do when they play together. But what I'm trying to illustrate here is that when we have that measurable outcome, and we know, oh yeah, you know, I want to hit that rep number or whatever, then we can have fun with it. You know, we can play with it, and it makes fitness interesting all of a sudden. So those are those three keys that I just want to speak of when it comes to fitness, those three elements. So having said that, I want to just say as well that just as we applied, and if you haven't looked at it yet, with the food segment, we've applied the 80-20 principle in it. I also want you guys to think of that in terms of the workouts, okay? So I don't want you guys to feel strict and rigid on that you have to do every workout in this program. If you have a day where you're feeling a little bit tired or a little bit sore, or you know, or maybe that day you run out of time, all I'm asking is that on that day you just do the warm-up. Just do the warm-up, because it's about creating this habit of moving our bodies. So the warm-up is always light, it's always just about getting the body moving. And so if you have those days, then that's completely fine. But I encourage, again, as with the 80-20 principle, to make that not our habit now. So don't make that the majority, the norm to just do the warm-up, but try to stick with doing the workouts as much as possible. Because the other thing with it is, like, honestly, like, they are fun and you will enjoy them. So that's just all I want to say about that. Was drop the rigid. It's not about being rigid. It's not about feeling this sense of guilt if you just don't feel like doing it that day. Completely fine. Just log what you did though in the WOD log, so you can keep up and have your diary and see what you're doing as you're going along. Cool. So having said that, yes, obviously this journey, like with everything, is just all about feeling good. Feel light with the WODs, log your WODs, log your outcome, schedule your workouts in using the scheduler, have fun with it, and yeah, enjoy. That's all I can say. So having said that, I'll end this video by saying have a great day and I'll see you soon.